for a while.
She's known for songs in kindergarten.
Yeah. She liked girls' ballerina clothes and stuff.
When her sister Riley was forced to change schools earlier this year, Harley wanted to go with her and attend Corinity Education Southside.
My kids' aunties are actually in the photo cabinet as you walk in the foyer. I really wanted to go then because it was like a connection.
Emma told the school Harley is transgender and says they were told 3 times by a staff member it would not be a problem.
Hi, I'm Kellyanne Chaos. Welcome to this channel, Stone the Crone. It's Sunday morning here, and I have an extremely dark cup of coffee. So, we're going to bring you some dumb fuckery from our local here. Yeah. So, we've got a school on the south side of Brisbane, and a mum wants her transgender daughter, so 12-year-old young man, she wants him to go to a girls' school on the south side of Brisbane. Now, she was told by the establishment of the school that transgender wouldn't be a problem. Now, that had me sort of thinking about that. So maybe the girls' school don't have a problem, doesn't have a problem with girls thinking they're boys being at the school because they're still biological girls. So being that this is a biological boy wanting to go into the school, so the mother is claiming discrimination, that this young fella can't go into the school. There's a little video, so I can post this little video, but it's very Munchausen's by proxy, in my opinion, with this mother. And then she says something very, very odd in it too. The little snippet that goes, there's a little snippet of video with it, and I'll stick that in. And she says that her family, there's been family that's gone to this school before, and they're in the cabinet, and there's a connection to the school. But from the other part of the little snippet, it also says that the daughter had to, so she's got a son and a daughter. The oldest one is a daughter, biological daughter, and this one, younger one, is her biological son, who she thinks is her daughter. But it says that the older sibling had to change schools. So if this is the case with the mother saying there's a connection to the school, why wasn't the daughter already enrolled at this school? Never mind, I don't know the details. Maybe they've just moved here. I have no idea. But I just thought it was very, very strange that, that because of this connection to the school, there seemed to be a focus on that. I mean, who knows why the girl had, the older sister had to change schools. Again, no, never mind. But the little snippet of video with it is very, very telling, I think, when you look at their body language and listen to what they say and the interaction between the mother and the biological son, who she believes him to be a daughter. The body language between the two is really, really, really telling. This article came up in news.com.au, and look, it's still a fair little distance from where I am personally. This is the south side of Brisbane, but I just thought very, very interesting too with the kids' age. The kids' age being 12. 12 is the age suggested by Attorney General, and the births, deaths and marriage in that meeting I went to in regards to the self-identification going on to the birth certificates. And 12 was that age where you could get one parent that would agree, and then they could socially transition you from that age, you know. So I thought that was kind of interesting that there was that age, you know, exactly that age suggested by births, deaths and marriages, you know. I'd see very priming in a little piece to the public, isn't it? It really primes the brain and the subconscious to accept this information, you know, because they've heard it before, you know, like, as I've said before, we're really on the precipice of falling over into the self-ID and the bill being released any time now, any day now, like any freaking second now. So, yeah, I just thought that was, I'm always sort of, when it comes to mainstream media and media in general and what they're putting forth, especially in Australia here at the moment, because there's a very, very, very fine line between our media and propaganda. Like, let's just fucking be honest. Like, I'm not even going to sugarcoat this shit one little bit, because there really isn't any fucking difference between what we're getting fed and propaganda, you know. Like, I'm not saying that this kid's an actor, I'm not saying there's families, but you know, you can pick and choose your stories to fucking to deliver to the people, can't you, you know. So so the article was written by a Jessica Wong for the news.com.au, and it says mother of trans girl had her application rejected at an all-girls school. Mother has apparently launched legal action in regards to. Again, I found the interaction between the mother and the trans daughter, the little boy with long hair, very, very telling and very, very interesting. Says the mother of the transgender girl who had her application rejected by an all-girls school has launched a discrimination battle against the institution. Apparently mother's name is Emma Jensen, and she's the mother of the 12-year-old. So they're using all the right pronouns, you know, for the agenda, aren't they? You know, like, you know, again, there's just no way to tell what's going on in somebody's brain, you know. Like, as you've heard plenty of times before, we don't give liposuction and diet pills to girls with anorexia, you know, or, you know, we try to work on, or bulimia, we try to work on what's going on, you know. Yeah, they seem to, honestly, the mother and this boy, Harley, seem pretty special to me. You know, special mum, special child. You know, I've had that said to me when my kids were little, you know, and I've got adult children now, you know, like early 20s, and, you know, my son's had his speech therapy issues and that when he was little, you know, and I never wanted my kids labelled with anything, so we worked through the issues. And I remember Mum saying to me, "Oh, is your kid special too?" And I'm like, what a fucking strange thing to say. Like, all kids are special, regardless of their abilities and disabilities or capabilities, you know, all kids are special. Yeah, and it's just another, this, by proxy, isn't it? You know, like changing the language like that now. You know, special used to be special, and now it's special. Yeah. So anyway, apparently the mum, so this is interview with, and this news thing is through our mainstream Channel 7 apparently, that she wanted to make sure, and she didn't want to set up Harley for hurt, so had contacted and informed the school a few times to see if this wasn't a problem, you know, that this young man could go to a school with girls. Now, I went to a public school. My children went to a public school. Foresight's a wonderful thing. If I had redo now, I would probably homeschool my kids. If I had young kids now, I'd probably homeschool. If and when my daughter and son is ready to go down that path, I'm more than happy to homeschool any of my grandchildren moving forward. But I just don't understand why Harley and his mum and young Harley here, why they can't go to a public school. At the very least, you know, like, apart from the fact that there's photos of the family in the cabinet and there's sometimes a connection, according to her, why Harley can't go to a public school, which is not ideal anyway, please don't get me wrong. I don't think he should be going in and out of any girls' bathrooms or in the shower rooms, in the when they do, you know, swim time with the pool and all that shit. Absolutely fucking not. But I just the why, like, it'd be uncomfortable for the kids, both the girls at the school and that young fella as well, because it's just fucking awkward. I just don't know why you would put that upon your child at all. And the other thing is that you've got to sort of respect the other parents and the other girls at the school. They're paying their tuition too, right? Like, these schools aren't fucking cheap. That's why my kids went to a public school, because I was at home, apart from my dancing and my tarot and my art, my husband's done the majority of the wage earning in my family. Like it, don't like it, that's how we run our family. But here's the thing, you don't have to send your kid to an all-girls school. Those parents who have paid the tuition for their kids to go to an all-girls school are paying for that privilege of getting their daughters to learn what it's like to be in a female hierarchy, you know, with having female leaders and female heads and female authority figures that say, like, my children now, the way I understand it, and you learn as you go on in life. I mean, that's an absolute fact. I mean, peaking is a testament to that, isn't it? The more you know, the more you peak. You know, that if I had a thought about it and really understood that there is moments for girls and boys to be separate. My kids were lucky. We had that through my dancing and doing the reenacting, especially doing the Middle East. We reenacted 15th century Syria, the Middle East, Damascus, the Silk Road. So we had those opportunities for us to be doing the men's business, to be doing the secret women's business in that regard, even though it wasn't as frequent as taking my daughter out of a co-ed school and whacking her into a or girls' school, but I do now see the benefit of being able to send your daughter or son to a strictly all boys or all girls school. Totally. If we had been able to do that in the situation that we were in. So, but again, he's a young fella with the body of a young fella. You know, so unfortunately for them, they're not going. Had it been a young girl wanting to transition into a male, I think the school would probably have been kind of up for that, you know, by the sounds of it, by the communication with the mother, that they were originally okay. But I don't think the mother probably explained it properly to the school. She just said, my child is trans, my girl is trans. So because they're not using language correctly by saying, my young man identifies as a girl, when they say my daughter is trans, they're more than likely thinking that my daughter is trans, not her son is trans. It's really perverting the language to, you know, often think about the story of the Bible, actually, the Tower of Babel, you know, like everyone's speaking a different fucking language. Now, nothing really actually makes sense because everyone's speaking the same words, but the words don't fucking make sense anymore, you know. It's that shit, isn't it, you know, like, so she probably wasn't forthcoming in saying, my assigned male at birth child. Not that any person's assigned anything at birth. I mean, for Christ's sake, I had ultrasounds of both my children, and that ultrasound dude made an observation, science, wrote it down, told me what they were, you know, and when they were born, bam, fucking ultrasound science guy was right. Observed by ultrasound guy. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring you that piece of dumb fuckery from Brisbane. Especially at the moment that we got the Self ID, like literally pushing us so hard, like, I mean, pushing us, it's like, I don't know, you're sitting there and you're just about to get a pile of dumpster size bullshit dumped on you. Like, it's like, yeah, it's pretty horrible. Yeah. Anyway, on that note, I love you for now. Talk to you later. Remember, stay loud, my friends. For now, stone out.